Hello everyone. In last lecture we discussed about the human male reproductive tract in human male reproductive system. In today's lecture we are going to discuss the accessory sex glands and the histology of human male reproductive gonad, that is testis. So let us start with our today's lecture. The accessory sex glands are of three types. As the name itself indicates, the accessory, so they plays accessory role in the human reproduction. They are associated with the human male reproductive system, and these glands, they plays a significant role to transfer the secretions from one part of the reproductive system to another part of the reproductive system. So what are these accessory sex glands? So basically in human male reproductive system there are three types of accessory sex gland. Number one, that is the seminal vesicles. Number second, that is the prostate gland. And number third, that is the Cowper's gland, which is also known as the bulbourethral glands. So what is the exact location of these sex glands, accessory sex glands in the human male reproductive tract, that we are going to study what is the structure and what are the secretions and importance of these accessory sex glands in today's lecture. Also, we are going to discuss the histology of the testis, that is the male reproductive gonad. So let us come to know exact position of these sex glands. Number one, that is the seminal vesicle. Here it is seminal vesicle and here it is present, that is seminal vesicle. The number second, that is the prostate gland. This prostate gland, it is present here, and the Cowper's gland, that is the bulbourethral gland. Here it is bulbourethral gland is there. So these are the exact locations of the seminal vesicle, prostate gland and bulbourethral gland, which is also called as the Cowper's gland. So let us come to know the exact structure of these specific glands. So let us start with the first accessory sex gland, that is the seminal vesicle. So seminal vesicle, it is the gland and important gland in the accessory sex gland, as the structure of a seminal vesicle, it is formed by two small fibromuscular pouches. Two small fibromuscular pouches. The location of this seminal vesicle is on the posterior side of the urinary bladder, as we seen in our previous diagram. So in the human male reproductive tract, the seminal vesicle and vas deferens, when togetherly joins, then it gives rise to the ejaculatory duct. The joining of seminal vesicle and vas deferens togetherly gives rise to the ejaculatory duct. Then come towards the most important part in the seminal vesicle, that is the secretion. The seminal vesicle secretes the viscous fluid which contains the most important part, that is the fructose, and this is secretion which is not secreted elsewhere in the human male body. So the most important part of the seminal vesicle, it is the secretion, and the secretion of seminal vesicle, it contains the viscous alkaline fluid which contains the fructose, then fibrinogen and prostaglandin. Each secretion, that is the fructose, fibrinogen and prostaglandin, it has its specific importance that we are going to study in our next slide. So this is a seminal vesicle which secretes these viscous fluid which consists of fructose, fibrinogen and prostaglandin, it constitutes about 60% part of the semen. एकूण सेमेनच्या 60% भाग हा सेमिनल वेसिकलच्या सिक्रेशनचा असतो. Then let us come to know the importance of these secretions, that is the fructose, prostaglandin and fibrinogen. What is the role of fructose in seminal vesicle or seminal vesicle secretion? The importance of fructose is it provides the energy to the sperms for swimming in female reproductive tract. Then second, the prostaglandin. The prostaglandin, it stimulates the contraction in the female reproductive tract, which helps in the process of fertilization. So prostaglandin stimulates the female reproductive tract, which helps in the process of fertilization. Then the third fluid, that is the fibrinogen. That fibrinogen helps in the mechanism of coagulation. It means the clotting, the coagulation of semen after the ejaculation. So all these secretions like the fructose, prostaglandin and fibrinogen, they are having the specific importance. And this fructose, it has specific importance as the fructose, it is developed in the body of only in the male. So let us start with the next accessory gland, that is the prostate gland. The prostate gland, it consists of 20 to 30 separate lobules. There are separate 20 to 30 lobules are there, which opens separately in the part of urethra. And the secretion of a prostate gland, it is called as the prostatic fluid. It is called as the prostatic fluid, and this prostatic fluid, it constitutes about the 30% part of the semen. The nature of this prostatic fluid is acidic and it is whitish in color. It is acidic in nature and whitish in color. So this prostatic fluid, it contains the citric acid, then most important part, that is the acid phosphatase, and various enzymes are there. So the prostatic fluid, which is whitish in color, acidic in nature, it contains citric acid, acid phosphatase and various enzymes. So what is the importance of this prostatic fluid? The importance of prostatic fluid is the part of prostatic fluid, that is acid phosphatase, it protects the sperms. It gives protection. Acid phosphatase काय करतो? हा प्रोटेक्ट करतो. It protects the sperms from the acidic environment of the vagina. Vaginal secretion मध्ये जो acidic nature आहे, हा acidic nature पासून त्यांना प्रोटेक्ट करण्याचं काम, स्पर्म्सना प्रोटेक्ट करण्याचं काम, त्यांना अलाइव्ह राहण्यासाठी मदत करण्याचं काम हे ऍसिड फॉस्फेटेज करत असतात. आता यामुळे काय होतं? प्रोटेक्ट केल्यामुळे ड्यू टू दिस the alkalinity of the sperm becomes motile. Here that sperm becomes motile and the process of fertilization is goes on. आणखी त्यानंतर काय होतं? फर्टिलायझेशनची जी काही प्रोसेस आहे ती प्रोसेस पुढे कंटिन्यू केली जाते. Then again, one most important feature about this prostate gland, that is the prostatic cancer. The prostatic cancer, the cancer which is related with the prostate gland. Prostate cancer, it is the cancer of prostate gland, and the risk group, it is over the 50 years age group. 50 वर्षाच्या वरील लोकांना हा प्रोस्टेट कॅन्सर होण्याचा जास्त चान्स आहे. आता 50 वर्षापैकी सर्वच व्यक्तींना होतो का? तर असं नाही. हाय रिस्क पेशंट ग्रुप कोणता आहे? द हाय रिस्क पेशंट विच आर हॅव्हिंग द डेली हाय कन्झम्पशन ऑफ फॅट, ज्यांच्यामध्ये रेग्युलरली फॅट खाण्याची जी काही प्रोसेस, फॅट कंटेनिंग डाएट ज्यांचा डेली रुटीन मध्ये जास्त असेल अशा लोकांच्या मध्ये प्रोस्टेट कॅन्सर होण्याचा चान्स जो आहे तो जास्त आहे. सो हाऊ दॅट प्रोस्टेट कॅन्सर डेव्हलप्स in case of male, in case of male, the part of intestine, that is the loop of intestine, it passes through the inguinal canal which is present in the testis. The loop of intestine, it passes through the inguinal canal, then towards the scrotum, that is the covering of the testis, that is the pigmented pouch present around the testis. Here the loop of intestine, it develops into the inguinal hernia, which may lead to the prostatic cancer. So the prostatic cancer, it is related with the prostate gland, and it is observed in the age group over the 50 years old age group, and the person which is having the high consumption of fat, it may having the high risk factor of this prostatic cancer. So the presence of looped intestine which pass through the inguinal canal to the scrotum, it may lead to the development of prostatic cancer. Let us move towards the next accessory gland, that is the Cowper's gland. It is also called as the bulbourethral gland. Bulbourethral gland. They are pea-sized structures like the pea seed, pea-sized structure. Location of this gland, it is present on either sides of membranous urethra, which secretes the alkaline viscous fluid. The nature of fluid is alkaline, and the importance of that Cowper's gland secretion is it neutralizes the acids present in the penile urethra due to the previous urination. As the nature of this Cowper's gland secretion is alkaline, so it neutralizes the acids present in the penile urethra due to previous urination. Again, the Cowper's gland, it also helps in the lubrication of the vagina in the female genital tract at the time of copulation. So these are the three accessory glands present in the male reproductive tract, that is the seminal vesicles, then the prostate gland, and this one is it is the Cowper's gland. Let us move towards the next part, that is how to identify the rape. Rape कसा आयडेंटिफाय केला जातो क्लिनिकली. The identification of rape, it is based on the presence of secretion from the seminal vesicles, that is the fructose. We know the fructose, it is the most important secretion secreted from the seminal vesicle. It is the seminal fluid which is not produced elsewhere in the body. So that the presence of fructose provides the scientific proof for the forensic test in the rape cases. So this presence of fructose in the female genital tract, it confirms the sexual intercourse, which leads to the either it is having the accidental cases in the rape cases. So identification of fructose in the female genital tract, it identifies the confirmation of sexual intercourse. So it is about the identification of rape by the clinical method. Then come toward the next small point, that is the artificial insemination. Artificial insemination. Insemination means the introduction of semen into the vagina of the female. But in case of artificial insemination, here it is the technique through which, and this technique it is used to make that female pregnant artificially by introducing the semen in the vagina. It is done artificially, so it is called as the artificial insemination. It is about the artificial insemination. Let us move towards the next part, that is the semen. What is the semen? Let us come to know semen. Semen, it is the fluid ejaculated after the sexual intercourse. What is the nature of this semen? It is viscous, alkaline, milky fluid having the pH of 7.2 to 7.7, and it is ejaculated by the male reproductive system. After each or single ejaculation, the amount or the volume of semen is about 2.5 to 4 ml, and this 2.5 to 4 ml of semen, it contains about, हा नंबर अतिशय महत्त्वाचा आहे, 400 millions of sperm. 400 मिलियन स्पर्म एका सिंगल एजॅक्युलेशन मधून बाहेर पडत असतात. आणि ह्या 400 मिलियन स्पर्म पैकी there is only one sperm. There is only one sperm. It successfully fertilizes with the egg in the female reproductive tract. So this large number of release of sperms, that is 400 millions of sperms, it ensures the process of fertilization. म्हणजे एवढ्या मोठ्या अमाउंट मध्ये ज्यावेळेस स्पर्म बाहेर पडतात एजॅक्युलेशन मधून, त्या स्पर्म पैकी एखादाच स्पर्म जो आहे तो फिमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव्ह ट्रॅक्ट मधील एग बरोबर फ्यूज होतो, आणि त्यानंतर तो फर्टिलायझेशन जे आहे ते काय करत असतो, कन्फर्म करत असतो. This secretion, that is the semen, it contains the secretion of variety of parts in the male reproductive tract. It contains the secretion of epididymis and the accessory glands, that is the seminal vesicle, prostate gland, Cowper's gland, for nourishing the then for neutralizing the acidity, then for the activation, for movement of the prostaglandins. So in all ways, this secretion, that is the semen, it helps as it contains variety of secretions with it. So the semen, it is the important part which plays significant role at the time of fertilization. And let us move towards the next part, that is the histology of testis, that is the transverse section of testis and the longitudinal section of testis. In previous part, that is the accessory sex gland like the seminal vesicles, prostate gland and Cowper's gland, the separate question may be asked on the accessory sex gland or the importance of the accessory sex glands or the secretions of these accessory sex glands. It may be asked for the examination. So let us move towards our next part, that is the transverse section of testis. Here the diagram is very much important as it may be asked for the sketch and label purpose. Sketch and label the TS of testis. नाहीतर काय केलं जातं, एखाद्या वेळेस ब्लँक डायग्राम दिली जाते आणि हा लेबल आपल्याला त्या ठिकाणी ए बी सी असे करून त्या ठिकाणी आपल्याला आयडेंटिफाय दी ए बी सी त्या पद्धतीने क्वेश्चन आपल्याला विचारला जातो. We know that testis, it is the male reproductive gonad. So male reproductive gonad, it is the testis, and inside the testis the most important part, that is the sperm formation mechanism, takes place inside the testis. आता यामध्ये इंटरनल स्ट्रक्चर जर आपल्याला या ठिकाणी स्टडी करायचं आहे, पण त्यापूर्वी आपल्याला ह्या टेस्टिसच्या बाहेर जे कवरिंग्स आहेत, the coverings, outer covering, middle covering, inner covering, हे कोणते आहेत ते आपल्याला या ठिकाणी स्टडी करायचे आहेत. The coverings of testis, outer, middle आणखी inner कडे आपण येणार आहोत. The outer covering of testis, it is called as the tunica vaginalis, and it is covered by incomplete peritoneum. Then middle covering of testis is called as the tunica vascularis, which is formed by the capillaries, and the innermost layer of testis, it is called as the tunica albuginea, which is made up of collagenous connective tissue. आता हीच डायग्राम जी आहे ती आपल्याला डीप मध्ये पाहायची आहे, पण त्याच्या अगोदर आपल्याला एलिस ऑफ टेस्टिस जो आहे हा देखील आपल्याला थोडक्यात पाहावा लागेल. आता इथे आपल्याला आणखी जास्त आयडिया क्लिअर होते. पहा, ट्युनिका वॅजिनॅलिस आहे, ट्युनिका अल्ब्युजिनिया आहे. सो outer most layer tunica vaginalis and the innermost layer tunica albuginea. आता यामध्ये आपल्याला आणखी महत्त्वाचे स्ट्रक्चर जे क्लिअर करायचे आहे, त्यामध्ये आपण सुरुवातीच्या पार्ट मध्ये पाहिलेला आहे. मेल रिप्रोडक्टिव्ह ट्रॅक्ट मध्ये टेस्टिस मध्ये आपण जो पार्ट घेतलेला आहे तोच इथे थोडक्यात आपल्याला रिपीट करायचा आहे. So inside the testis there is presence of the number of seminiferous tubules. These are the seminiferous tubules are there. Here at the posterior side of the testis there is presence of retitestis. आता या रेटिटेस्टिस मधून काय होतं, रेटिटेस्टिस मधून सेमिनिफेरस ट्यूब्यूल मधून तयार होणारे जे स्पर्म्स आहेत ते कुठे जातात, रेटिटेस्टिस मध्ये जातात. आणि रेटिटेस्टिस मधून कुठे जाणार आहेत, ते वास इफ्रन्शिया मध्ये जाणार आहेत, इथे जाणार आहेत. वास इफ्रन्शिया मधून कुठे जाणार आहेत, ते एपिडिडायमिस मध्ये जाणार आहेत. हा एपिडिडायमिसचा रिजन आहे इथे, हा पूर्ण हा. आणि हा एपिडिडायमिसचा रिजन आपल्याला माहित आहे 3 पार्ट्स पासून बनलेला असतो. हेड ऑफ द एपिडिडायमिस, इट इज कॉल्ड एज द कॅप्यूट एपिडिडायमिस. देन बॉडी ऑफ एपिडिडायमिस, इट इज कॉल्ड एज द कॉर्पस एपिडिडायमिस. आणखी tail of the epididymis, it is called as the cauda epididymis. Then epididymis 2, it sends that sperms into this vas deferens, आणि vasa deferens मधून तो पुढे ट्रॅव्हल करणार आहे थ्रू दी spermatic cords. So it is about the longitudinal section of testis where the various regions of the testis they are shown. That is the outermost tunica vaginalis, the innermost tunica albuginea. Then these are the number of seminiferous tubules are there. So let us come to know exact part of the seminiferous tubules. So it is the seminiferous tubule. So what is the importance of seminiferous tubule? The seminiferous tubule, it is lined by cuboidal epithelium. कशापासून बनलेला असतो, बाहेरून तो क्युबॉइडल इपिथेलियम पासून बनलेला असतो. and the actual process of spermatogenesis takes place in these seminiferous tubules by the various steps like the spermatogonia. Here spermatogonia, then spermatogonia gives rise to the primary and secondary spermatocyte. Primary and secondary spermatocyte gives rise to the spermatid, and finally in the seminiferous tubule the most important part, that is the sperms are developed. Then come towards the next feature in the S.OfTestis is, that is Sertoli cell or sustentacular cell or nurse cell. Sertoli cell, sustentacular cell or the nurse cell. The cuboidal germinal epithelial cells of the seminiferous tubules, it is interrupted by large pyramid cells, it is called as the Sertoli cell or sustentacular cells. And what is the importance of Sertoli cell or sustentacular cells? The importance of Sertoli cell, sustentacular cell or nerve cell is the sperm bundles remain attached from the side of its head, and this Sertoli cell or nerve cell or sustentacular cell, it provides the nourishment to the sperm till maturation. Then next part, that is the cells of Leydig or interstitial cell. The cells of Leydig or interstitial cell, it is present in between the seminiferous tubules. And the cells of Leydig, they are the group of cells, and they plays very much significant role as the cells of Leydig or interstitial cell, it secretes the hormone androgen or testosterone, which after develops after the puberty in men. So it is all about the transverse section of testis, longitudinal section of testis. The short answer question may be asked, describe the histology of testis or transverse section of testis, LS of testis, or the separate diagram it may be asked like sketch and label the TS of testis. So in next lecture we are going to start with our next part, that is the human female reproductive system, in that external genitalia and internal genitalia. Thank you.